Hey everybody, this is Delta for Paul Productions. Doing a little video for survivalandpreparedness.com today. Now, before I get started, I want everybody that's going to be watching this that I may not hold back a little bit like some people are used to me doing. So if you got little kids in the room, put the little earmuffs on or turn it down or something. I mean, I'll try to keep it too bad, but you know, I might let some words slip out. Today's kind of like a little bit of a rant. I'm going to go on about some junk I've been seeing on the web the past week or so or more, and you know, hopefully it'll get some people thinking and not just following like the sheep that we don't want to be. So first off, there's been tons of threads all over the boards the past months, actually the past month, ever since, you know, this couple TV shows have come out, which, you know, we all know what they're called, and of course with the people that are on those shows. And there are so many people on the web that are like just gobbling up the bull poo because of what they see. And I understand that a lot of the stuff that's done on these shows is for entertainment. We all know that. It's, you know, it's for entertainment. Can it serve a learning, a purpose for learning, or maybe being, you know, exposed to like new ideas that you haven't thought about? Sure, it can. But for the most part, it's like entertainment. And honestly, I really don't know where they find some of these people. What's funny and what gets me, and you know, this, like I said, it's a rant, so I'm going to probably going off on these little tangents, is that you have these people that are on this TV show that, you know, for all intents and purposes, until the election came about, they were jack nobody. They were like the little fat retard in the back of the classroom that gets to raise his hand once or twice a year to like speak. That's what they are. And it's like they've come up with some novel idea. I'm gonna bring up one person. Actually, I might bring up more. And if they happen to see this video and they get mad, you know what? There's this wonderful thing that's attached to my body, and they know what to do with it. You know, Mr. Crowell, I'm gonna blow my freaking thumb off on a TV show. You know, first off, you're pimping your wares, or what was it? This one guy, oh, fear mongering. That's what it's supposed to be called, and actually, that's what it's called when it's when you look it up on the web and stuff, or in the dictionary or wherever. Is that, you know, you're promoting constantly going over and over and repeating your same stuff and inducing a fear to like solicit a response or to further an agenda, which would be selling your stuff. Oh, look, you need to have the monster shovel that you can pop a zombie in the head or dig a hole or saw through a branch or, you know, whatever. It's like, yeah, that's great. You came up with a product, but look how many of the dolts are probably going to go out there and buy this guy's tool just because they saw it on TV. Yet they don't have, you know, proper amount of food storage. They don't have any type of communication. Oh yeah, they probably got the little crank radio they got off of, you know, cheaper than dirt in the survival section for $9.95, but they probably don't have a water filter. Oh wait, they went off and they spent the $27 for the monolithic filter, but they haven't even got any empty buckets to even make the filter yet, and they haven't used it. And you know, now I'm looking at, what's funny is I'm looking at the previews for this next coming show, which I'm the water filter tank I'm going on it, is that they show some guy pissing in a freaking wine glass, and then obviously he's got some type of hand pump backpacking style filter. I don't know what kind yet, you know, but he's filtering his piss with regular pump filter, and then cheers, let's drink. Well, I don't know about you, but I don't think they'll filter out all the stuff that's in there. I mean, I've got a pocket filter, and I know what it can filter out and what it can, and you know, I mean, but if somebody wants to try to filter their own piss and drink it, it's fine. I've done it in a reverse osmosis bag filter, and it will come out. It's actually advertised to come out drinkable, clean water, and it has. But that's a reverse RO filter, which, you know, filters out twice as low as what the ceramic style pack filters will. Anyway, try to stay on track of my rant, but it's a rant, so it's really not on track. Is that, you know, these people are gobbling it up, man. It's like, you know, let's dip eggs in mineral oil. Will it work? Probably. Let's dip the cheese. You know, so right now they're on. Somebody's read this thing on or watched it on TV that they can just go down to Walmart, go to the little produce section, not produce section, but dairy section, you know, plop out a thing of like Cabot Vermont cheese, dip it in some wax they bought online, and miraculously they can just store this cheese somewhere and in 10 years it's going to be good to go, when there's actually been shown already that if you call some of these cheese producers, a lot of these cheeses are made to be refrigerated from the get-go. They're not your standard typical aged cheeses. But of course nobody wants to go spend you know, sorry about itching my nose, in case somebody wants to bitch about that, is that I have this itch right here because my sinuses are messed up. Sorry. Is that nobody wants to go spend like maybe the $40 for, you know, a thing of cheese, but instead they're going to buy these little $3 blocks, and they're going to buy their wax that they especially got in for why? Because they thought it would work. You know, and that's great. They'll end up learning from their mistakes, which is the point of it. But the bad point is you got these douches that are pimping their stuff for one to make money. Do you think these people are going to be around in 6 or 7 years? Because they sure as hell weren't around during Y2K. They weren't around during the Katrina time frame. They weren't around during the time when we first went to war, when 9/11 happened and all the other bad events. But miraculously, 2012 comes around, and within from 2008 to 2012, which is right now, you've got all these people are here. Let me write a book. Let me write a book of information that's already been out for like 30 years. You know, it's like you got all the oh man, I can't remember his name. The one, sorry, I'm having a brain fart because I'm all worked up. But it was like one of the very few financial and prep books that came out in the late 70s. And I know some of y'all know what it is. It's being able to, he talks mainly about becoming debt-free and everything, and he's LDS, and he talks about the food stuff. Then you got Ragnar stuff that came out. You've got all the other stuff that came out in the 80s and stuff that people put out. And it's all the same. It's like, you know, I'm going to bring up somebody else, but I'm not going to say who it is, but I've read his book. I've read Joe Fox's book. That's a good book. You know, some of the ideas aren't no, but it's got his spin on it, and it's good, and it's common sense information. Then you got the other guy, you know, which is funny as all get out, is that, you know, hey, by the way, just like the show, I'm going to be like this little hero and tell people what to do, and it makes no sense at all. It makes no sense at all. It's like, I don't know about you guys, but, you know, if I lived somewhere where every day my wife was getting mugged, or I was in the risk of getting into a stabbing or a gunfight, or having my car jacked or anything, I'd be moving out of that area real fast with my family, no matter what it would cost to me, because, you know, you can't replace your wife or your kid. It's like my wife the other night, she started working at nights to help us out because we are planning to relocate to a lesser populated area pretty soon, and you know, if everything works out. And she's like, you know, it's dark. She goes, but they have video cameras, so I feel better. I'm like, oh yeah, but it's just a video camera. And she agreed. She goes, yeah, the video camera won't do anything. It won't stop the fact that somebody's going to do something, you know, and she realizes that too. And our place isn't even that bad. I mean, we live in a city that's probably combined between everything. It's like 4 cities all in one, but it's, you know, close to that 200K mark between all of them, you know. And our crime's not even close to what some of these major, huge urban areas are. You know, so what would drive somebody to stay there is beyond me. And I don't want to get into the urban versus rural argument, because that seems to get all the people that still want to live in this worldly world and have their nice cars and SUVs and boats and you know, big flat screen TVs and all the keeping up with the Joneses bullshit. You know, it gives them their little insurance policy. Say, oh yeah, I prepped. Look, I put away a bucket, or I went to Emergency Essentials and they had a sale, and I got like 2 cases of number 10 cans and some MREs, and I'm ready to rock. Oh yeah, and I got my water bob, which I haven't filled out yet because I read online, and I could just go to my water heater and undo the little valve at the bottom, and next thing you know, I'd have my 40 gallons of water and I'm good to go. You know, it's like, fine, if you guys want to prep, and you know, I started saying this the other week because it really annoyed me. It's like, if you want to half-ass prep now, expect to live half-assed when the time happens, if you're able to live at all. You know, it's like, you know, and that is part of me that works me up so much, is you just got these people that they turn around and they're trying to pimp their stuff. They're trying to be something or not, and they're trying to ride that profit wave. And for those of you that are sitting there just sucking it up, you're no better than the sheep that are too busy out there soaking up American Idol. Which is funny because everybody wants to call them that, but you're no different. Yeah, you got some food and stuff, but you're just as freaking retarded because you don't know how to use any of the stuff you got. And right now, there's probably somebody getting mad at me for saying that. Well, guess what? If you're getting mad at it, probably it's more likely true to you, dude. You're probably the guy that sits around all day. You probably got, oh look, I've got my fancy bug out bag, got it from Tactical Tailor, LPGA, whatever, and you've got 70 pounds of shit in it, and you ain't even walked 2 miles in it, and you're expecting the bug out, and meanwhile you're posting a thread online going, my bug out bag weighs 80 pounds, and I have a wife and 3 kids. Well, how can I make it lighter? Here's an idea. Make them carry their own junk, man. Why don't you get them out there to hike it with you, so you know you can do it. Oh wait, that means you'd actually have to admit to your family that you're trying to do something positive for them. But no, it's easy for you to sit on the internet while you're drinking your faggot mochaccino and talk about what if the World Without Law and the NWO comes to confiscate my guns. Well, here's an idea. They came in Katrina, and the people that were in New Orleans didn't do shit about it. Okay, they let it happen. The rest of the gun owners in the United States let it happen because nobody wanted to get off their ass from behind a computer. And that's how it's going to be. A lot of these people are going to be stuck behind the desk or at the home or whatever because they don't want to take the initiative because they're too busy listening to some 400-pound lady on a TV show who's telling you, oh, don't worry, I've got 100 pounds that I can lose. Well, that's pretty good. You can lose 100 pounds too when your corpse is dehydrating in the sun because you had a stroke at the age of 42 because you're too busy sucking down freaking ho-hos and bonbons while you're freaking ripping people off with your face. I'm with the NRA super instructor and all this other bullshit. Okay? So, anyway, I'm pretty sure that I probably am exceeding my time limit here for this video, and maybe if I get worked up more, I can do more. But this is, you guys got to really think about what you're soaking in, and keep, it's like you need to have a water filter, you need to have a shit filter for all the information you're being flooded with, so you can soak up what your body really needs and filter out the rest. And that's as simple as it can get, So, I fully expect people to be mad at me for saying what I've said, and honestly, I could care less, because you know what? I know when the time comes, my family's got food, we got water, I have the means and the mental to turn around and make it happen, and to protect them if need be. I already put that ahead of my, what kind of fancy car I'm driving, and what kind of fancy home I'm going to be living in, because they're more important than anything. So, keep that in mind, guys. Keep prepping, and hopefully I didn't offend anybody with virgin ears. I'm Delta.